Alright, yo, yo, yo. Give me a few seconds. I'm getting it all situated for everybody just coming in right now. Just want to just clearly clarify, just like the title says. If you guys are looking for a stream, this is not it. This would be one of those live commentaries, which is cool, right? Because you got a group of people you can interact with, you can chat. Pretty much my reaction is going to be pretty much stream live. I'm going to give a blow-by-blow commentary, so for everyone that's just coming in right now, I'm getting it set up. Warren Miles says, what time is the fight? So just letting everybody know, we have like an Oasis concert that's supposed to be going on, like how they did with the Eminem, with the Terrence Crawford. So we're pretty much a concert and then the fight. So we're a concert away from the main event. So I pretty much skipped the whole entire undercard. So for everyone that's just coming in right now, just setting up the stream, getting everybody all on board a little bit earlier so we can all just chat and react and just hang out, all right? It's a Saturday. I don't know where you guys are from. I'm out in the US, so I'm just getting it situated. Give me about maybe like one more minute and I'm gonna go officially live. We'll chat, we'll talk, we'll break down, we'll predict who wins, why they win, yada yada, the whole shebang. So all right, let me get a couple more things together. It's Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. Let me turn this Mortal Kombat music down. All right, let me get my configuration set up. A little different scenery. I'm outside right now, so there you go. So boom, boom, bap. Just about done. Just about there. I'm clicking into the highlight section so that when you guys say something, I can pull it up. Let's see. My man Jolly, are they in the ring? Nope. So they're not in the ring yet right now. I don't know if you guys can even see that right side chat. It's white, right? So, hold on. So no, they're not in the ring yet, all right? So just to let everybody know, this is a live commentary from one of the guys that cover boxing. Um, and we're just pretty much gonna react. We're waiting for the band Oasis to do their little concert, and then we got the main event. So we're not gonna be talking about all the undercards and all that stuff. So let me see. Let me see. I don't know if I can get rid of this. I don't know if I can make this a little bit more legible on the right. I might actually just have to take it off on this side of the screen. There we go. All right, so we're just gonna rock with that. All right, that might be a little bit cleaner too. So I'm gonna get this here. Boom, boom. Cool, perfect. Ready to rock and roll. So what's up, everybody? Billy, Sokaboo. What up? E, what's going on, E? Ron John AJ versus Daniel Dubois. Thank you, FightHype. What's up, man? So pretty much, this is going to be told as one of, if not the biggest British boxing event in attendance, right? Anthony Joshua got 96,000 people on board in attendance to go and watch these two heavyweights collide for the IBF title. Jesse Ortiz says it starts about 30 minutes. Yep. So for me right now, I'm just going to go right on and just say it. I think I got Anthony Joshua. Any fire sticks, just go down. What does it say? Wayne's World. Any fire sticks, just go down or got down. Wayne's World was fire sticks, boys, right? That's what he's on, right? So, like I was saying, and yes, Damon, this is going to be a live commentary. Um, this is going to be one of those fights where whoever lands first pretty much gets the job done. Both these guys have been known to get hurt, been vulnerable, but also been extremely blessed with the ability to be big and strong and knock a lot of guys out. I think Anthony Joshua's just been better in his approach of just getting to this position. I think he just seems more composed. He just seems a lot more focused. And I know as cliche as it sounds, but just like everyone's been kind of saying, I do think this is the best version of Anthony Joshua. With the Andy Ruiz loss, after losing to Usyk twice, I think a part of him has kind of just shaken off that doubt, that whatever is in his mind that's been kind of holding him back, the fear. So, um, Callum Davis, what's up, man? Who do you think will win the fight tonight? Pretty much, I think Anthony Joshua. I really, like in my heart, right? And I don't want to be like super critical on Joshua, but when he first hit the scene, I think everyone, at least in America, has been comparing him to Wilder when it came to like killer mentality. And I'm not saying Anthony Joshua didn't have it, because you've seen he has heart. He got up from the floor from Klitschko. He was able to endure big shots from guys. I just think that there's been a switch, not just from trainers, but him as a individual, very mature, very experienced. You know, you're talking about a guy who's been extremely young, having to fight in big crowds, and just learning how to be himself. But now I think after a couple of those losses, he kind of figure out the best version of himself. So I like Anthony's confidence. I think he's made a lot of, you know, changes outside of his just technique. I think he probably took a lot of mental searching. I think that's why when he went with Derek James. Oh, you can barely hear me? Hold on. Let me tell me if this is better. Sorry. Good luck, Slock. I want Joshua to win. Yeah, I think Joshua wins. You know, when he was looking for coaches, you know, when you saw his segment with Derek James, I think in I think it was Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, or Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. I can't remember which one, but this is when Anthony Joshua was switching around trainers. He was working with Derek James. He spoke a lot more than just technique, but he spoke a lot about like how he was appreciating Derek's mindset and his philosophy. And it looked like he was looking for more of like a life coach, more than just a technique, you know, kind of thing. Because he went through Robert Garcia, you know, he had his previous coach from the Olympics, but we've already seen Ben Davison do the same thing with Tyson Fury. He kind of got him into a better mode. So those things, I think, got Joshua into probably the best version of himself. Joshua on from, I don't know if that what that means. Maybe that's a typo. But um, but pretty much, I think that Daniel Dubois is also through kind of a similar journey, but I think he's still trying to figure out his kind of piece, kind of figure out where he needs to kind of get things together. I know that in his previous fights, which he had good competition, you know, step up fights after those tough losses, and I think he performed very well. His stamina showed, but you can still see that there's some hesitation when he kind of like looks outside of the ring, kind of looking like he's trying to get confirmation from his father and other things. Well, I think Anthony Joshua is just a little bit more locked in. And when it comes to skill for skill, I just always thought Joshua just had the better skill set. He just kind of lacked the mental fortitude of like what people praise Deontay Wilder to have, right? It's kind of like Deontay Wilder had the killer mentality, but lacked the fundamental techniques and the fundamentals to kind of get things together. He just relied on a big right hand and maybe his intimidation factor. But Joshua had a lot of good technique in compared to Wilder, but just kind of lacked that killer mindset. So I think he's locked in, you know, and I think people have been comparing this. Maybe I mean myself, I've been comparing this to Frank Bruno and Lennox Lewis pretty often, just because of the fact that you got a guy who's trying to be a three-time heavyweight champion, presumed as like the golden child, while the other guy who's been kind of trying to convince the public, like, you know, they're more than just this, you know, heavyweight that's capable of getting things done. So Dubois, get your money on. You got Daniel Dubois. I mean, look, it's heavyweight. I think anything can happen, right? And I wouldn't necessarily say that these two guys are like fighters that I would put my life savings on, right? Like this isn't the Floyd Mayweather era. How many rounds people? My son said Joshua will win with a knockout in the eighth. I think if Joshua gets in the groove early and Daniel Dubois is kind of slow, I think Joshua can get him out pretty quick. But I think the fight goes on later on. I think it could be a really tough fight for both. And I think that I would still favor Joshua, but I would probably say that eighth round knockout. If it gets past four, then that's a pretty sensible eight, nine, maybe 10. Because at that point, I think Daniel Dubois will start putting up a pretty good fight. But if Daniel Dubois looks kind of slow, or he takes chances, like uncalculated chances, then I think he can go to sleep pretty early. But it's heavyweight, man. Like it's so hard. Like it's like when you watch any other division, right? No, they haven't fought yet. Not there. They were, oh, all right. The Oasis concert is already done. I was getting the stream set up, and that shit's already done. So Daniel Dubois is actually walking in the ring right now. So thank God, because I was not trying to listen to some Oasis, right? But I think when it comes to heavyweight boxing, it's in its own genre. It's its own sport, right? Everything that you want to calculate for lightweights, welterweights, middleweights, even light heavyweights, to a certain degree, even cruiserweights. That stuff doesn't apply at all in heavyweight. Like you can have the most calculated philosophy on how these guys win. One shot just completely changes the dynamic. And so really at the end of the day, I can create all these type of hypotheses and conspiracies and all these formulas, but I mean, let's think about it. A lot of people thought Wilder, which don't get me wrong, he did lose the third fight, had no shot at Tyson Fury, and he damn near almost knocked him out. Right? He almost knocked him out with two knockdowns, like back to back in the same round. So people didn't really think Andy Ruiz had a chance against Anthony Joshua. You know, so um, Usyk and Fury just show that anything can happen. I never thought Fury was going to be completely out on his feet like that. So, and I know a lot of people were big Usyk fans, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's heavyweight. Alan McCall knocking out Lennox Lewis. Hakeem Rahman knocking out Lennox Lewis. Um, Buster Douglas sleeping Mike Tyson. So Trayvon says, I need an early KO from AJ. It'd be nice to have like a nice early knockout just to kind of get the day over with, right? I wasn't really too invested on this card. This card's been kind of a little lackluster. I have been watching some highlights, but the Joshua Buatsi fight was pretty good. It was Willie Hutchinson. That was actually the fight I actually wanted to watch. And then it was a Hamza. He was just a guy who everyone's watching to see if he's still the goods, and he looks good right now as a big prospect turned contender. So, dude, I forgot how long these ring walks were in the UK, like in Wembley. Since I've been kind of starting talking about it, Daniel Dubois still has not entered the ring. It's kind of a whack ass ring walk, and the champion coming out first. Yikes, bro! It's a little slight disrespect on Daniel Dubois, right? The man got the belt. He gets footed second, which I get it. Money talks, right? But the fight was gonna get made regardless. So throw a little honor, right? You know, Turkey's putting all this stuff together. Throw a little honor. Let Daniel Dubois come out second. Let him have the footing first. If not, if it's Joshua Dubois, let him come out second. Let the champ come in second, man. But at the end of the day, would I be surprised if Daniel Dubois knocks out Anthony Joshua? Absolutely not. Not at all. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Simply just because of the fact it's heavyweights. So don't put it past if Anthony Joshua gets hurt. We've seen him lose to guys in situations that we never thought would. So at the end of the day, I was at one of them. The Anthony Joshua Andy Ruiz fight was pretty crazy. So all right, so now we got Anthony Joshua getting ready to come in. Joshua by TKO, but don't sleep in Daniel. See, right, Cobra? I got Joshua, but Daniel Dubois has been proven that time and time and time, these fights with Grovich, the Big Baby Miller. I mean, he made the adjustments. He learned from that Joe Joyce fight. So Devon, people sleeping on Dubois. Absolutely. And I'm one of them too, right? Like I'll be happy to say like I'll put Daniel Dubois in my underdog pick on this. But it's heavyweights. Heavyweights. I would never doubt a heavyweight fight going either or. Simply just because anyone can get anybody out there with a single punch. So all right, Anthony Joshua is gonna have a good 20-minute ring walk. Let's see how this goes. He got some like mafia. All right, let's see what it's working with. You got Jay-Z now playing. AJ with the AJ fire. Trayvon said AJ back on his eye of the tiger. Look, I think AJ's locked in, man. And I know this is probably like unpopular opinion, but I think if AJ and Usyk ran it back one more time, I think AJ might be able to possibly get it done, right? I mean, I'll still have to favor Usyk, right? The dude that beat him twice, but this version of AJ, he ain't fucking around, man. So, and for a lot of people who really downplay AJ, right? There's only a few guys that really like really, I mean really selling boxing, right? And it's Anthony Joshua, Canelo, and Javante, you know? And it's really more Canelo AJ, in my personal opinion. I think Tank with the right opponents will be able to get it. But you know he's still the youngest one in charge coming up. So Canelo's been in a lot of big fights. And AJ man, 96,000, gotta respect it. What up, my boy Red? Best half Asian reporters back. What's up, brother? You know we just hoping it's just an easy night, right? An easy day, right? Get it done, over, knock it out. Joshua acting like he can't beat. It can't be beat after Ngannou. Yo, Cam, why? What's with the accusations, my brother? Oh, are you talking about the red? If he talking about red, nah, that's my brother, man. That's he cool, bro. That's all I love. Now Usyk would still whoop AJ. Respect. I would still pick Usyk, but this would be the best version of AJ going against Usyk. Would you agree? Right? AJ had to get whooped twice by Usyk to get better for Usyk for the third time. I know. All right, this guy's on the Eddie payroll. Nah, man. Look, I'm speaking very optimistically about AJ. Right? Is AJ the best heavyweight in the division? Absolutely not. You got to give it to Usyk. It's not even a. I don't even know why people even debate who is the best heavyweight. It's clearly Usyk. Usyk is by far the best heavyweight out. Like the man is a walking, living legend in this era. Undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight. Fought AJ, fought Fury, possibly the two best other two heavyweights, and beat them both convincingly. Won twice, which is Joshua, and Fury damn near stopped Fury. I mean, he damn near stopped AJ at the 12th round, right? So, I don't think there's a debate. Like Usyk is here, and everybody else is underneath this fight hype logo. So it's not even like that. Um, but styles make fights, and timing makes fights, and like certain things happen. And so I think AJ has learned a lot from those type of performances that he had. I don't think him with Robert Garcia against Usyk was probably the best choice. I think Ben Davison is better, right? Personally, but at the end of the day, we still can't deny Joshua's star power. So the whole payroll, which I know you're probably throwing some shots just for fun, but we know like AJ sells, man. Like regardless, the dude got criticized, got scrutinized for a lot of stuff in the Usyk fight, and yet here he is, 96,000. So they doing their thing. What up, Attorney Bailey? Appreciate you always dropping in. Usyk just knows how to win. Turned it around with Fury, just the best right now. He made an insane adjustment, and he had dog in him. Like he was hungry. So it wasn't even a debate on like if he's the best. Like he's the best. He showed everything I need to see as a heavyweight. He got legs. He has power. He has adjustment. He can box. He can be a dog. He can come at you. Like I like. And what's so crazy? I've always picked against Usyk, and it's not even me being a hater. And for everyone that's coming in too, they're doing the national anthem. AJ finally got in the ring, but I've always picked against Usyk. I've always picked against Usyk. Like I picked against Gas. I picked Gas to pick Usyk, which I don't know why I picked that. I think I was just in the moment of him knocking out Dorticos. But all right, I take that wrong. Then I picked AJ to beat Usyk, right? Which I didn't pick AJ to beat him the second time. But the first time I thought the bigger man was going to have his way because Usyk didn't really look that great against Chisora and Witherspoon. Like he just didn't really look like he was going to be that guy. But he beat AJ. So then Fury comes around. Fury, big as hell, big as hell. He can box. He can move. You know what I mean? Like he can thump. Like how's this cruiserweight going to fight this giant? So I picked Fury. So I'm 0-3. So I myself, I'm not an Usyk hater, but I am for sure a Usyk believer. And this man has by far, I think, as an underdog, two of them underdog won both of those. So no, you can't even say nothing about Usyk, man. Not underestimate Dubois, but I see AJ win absolutely. I think AJ comfortably takes it, but it's a big stocky puncher too. King Fatal 92, what's up? Usyk beat 2 to 3 top heavyweight and would take Wilder to school. I mean, Usyk and Wilder don't even really even interest me. So at this point, we could just remove the top three. He is the top. You know what I mean? He is the top three, man. He's 1, 2, and 3. Usyk is. Facts. AJ does so. Agree with that. Yeah. So I mean, it's like Conor McGregor, right? The dude could get his ass kicked across the board in MMA, but he's still probably going to be UFC's biggest seller. That's where I'm kind of saying. Like they really did a great job of turning AJ as not just a decent, good top fighter. Like he's a top 3 heavyweight, but he's an event. He's a star. Like, regardless, whatever happens, like, people want to come see him. So, Francis De Los Santos, uh, Attorney Bailey, Dubois is just improving, just like Ray Mercer did. This is a good barometer fight for both. I agree. I don't think this is probably the best time for both of them, right? I think that AJ, in my personal opinion, is like best mentally, and I think Daniel Dubois, who probably lacked some of the experience, now knows adversity, knows what it feels like to come through tough, tough, I don't know, tough outings. He struggled with certain fights or had to come back and dig deep. And then he had to make a lot of adjustments in certain fights, work on his stamina, kind of. So I really think, even though that they both have losses, this is probably the best version of these two to fight each other. Because I think if Joshua fought Daniel a little bit earlier, I think it'll favor Joshua a lot more than I do now. So Usyk best is facts. I mean, first off, you got the bleach icon, so I got to put a lot more respect on Sky's comment, right? But is that a question? Usyk best is facts. I mean, facts. Anyone can get beat, right? And we got to see if was that just Usyk's night. Like, can maybe Fury beats him 9 times out of 10, and that was the one day that Usyk won, right? We don't know. They're gonna do a rematch. So if Usyk beats AJ twice and Fury twice, it's the closest word to facts. It's the closest word to facts. So Cobra Kai legacy. Usyk's the man. Can't say anything wrong about him. But there's something different in Joshua. He's not the same animal. I really think in a rematch again. I don't know. I won't be surprised if Joshua by TK. See, and it's not just me. I feel like something has changed about Joshua, and this Dubois fight is going to show it, right? If Joshua beats Daniel Dubois, he gets 1 out of the 4 belts. Because Usyk and Fury fought for undisputed, but then they took the IBF belt, and Daniel Dubois has it now. So by all means, if Fury beats Usyk, right, Fury has to fight Joshua to be undisputed, and same versus Joshua, vice versa. So that could set that up for a potential undisputed for all four. But if Usyk beats Fury, I would love to see Usyk Joshua 3, which I usually don't like to see when a guy beats someone twice and a third fight comes. But I'm getting more of like a Pacquiao Marquez. Not seeing the fact that like Joshua was super competitive, like Marquez was in a Pacquiao fight. But you fight someone enough, you eventually can maybe potentially figure that person out. It took Marquez the fourth time to officially get the legitimate fact that he knocked him out. No judges. But I'm getting that same feeling that if Joshua gets Usyk one more time, this might be the time, possibly. But I would still favor Usyk, right? But this possibly might be the best version of AJ, and maybe be Usyk's toughest fight and the toughest version of AJ. Dubois just improved deeper in the fight. I agree, right? So if the fight gets into the later rounds, it could be really interesting. So on my end right now on my stream, pretty much they touch gloves. We're about to watch the fight go down now. It's heavyweight, so I don't expect this to go to distance. I would be pretty shocked. So, and once again, I appreciate all you guys coming in. It's like I said, it's a live commentary. A lot of familiar faces, the same faces, some new faces. So I really appreciate you guys coming in. So let's just watch some boxing, man. 96,000, biggest crowd event in the UK. 2 heavyweights for the IBF title. Joshua trying to be a 3-time heavyweight champion like Lennox Lewis. 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Daniel Dubois coming strong, going forward, pushing with a lot of jabs. Lands a good jab on Joshua. Joshua is on his back foot, trying to put some feints a little bit together, and Daniel Dubois backs up a little bit, throws another jab. Daniel Dubois is trying to establish. Oh, and a right hand lands solid from Daniel Dubois. He's putting a lot of pressure on Joshua. Joshua didn't respond. Joshua throws a lazy left hook, trying to get off. Joshua throws a little jab, kind of a little pawing jab, a little weak jab. Daniel Dubois trying to get respect off the first round. All that, people doubting him and all this, calling him a quitter. Nice jab from Daniel Dubois. Sends Joshua back on the ropes. They're clinching. Daniel Dubois throws a right hook to the body. I like what I see from Daniel Dubois. A minute in, and Daniel Dubois beats Joshua to the jab. By far, Daniel Dubois looks more focused, sharper, putting a lot more pressure. Joshua has to do some quick downloading and make some serious adjustment because we got a hungry guy coming in, putting a lot of pressure. They're clinching in right now. Daniel Dubois' jab looks a lot better than Anthony Joshua at the moment. Now Joshua's been here before. He's been on these big stages before. So, at the end of the day, he's faced a lot of adversity in front of a big crowd. So it's nothing new to him. But as in right now, I got Daniel Dubois leading this round so far, 1 minute 30 seconds. Now, a counter right, Joshua lands over on Daniel Dubois, trying to make sure that he can catch maybe the eager guy coming in. And Joshua looks a little bit slower than Daniel Dubois. I can definitely say I visibly see Daniel Dubois light on his toes, bouncing, they clinch. Daniel Dubois is not trying to make this fight go the distance at all. Joshua's trying to be a little patient. I think he's trying to wait off, see if he can kind of figure out Daniel Dubois, get his timing down a little bit, and a right hand lands right on Daniel Dubois from Joshua. Joshua slowing the pace down a little bit, keeping his distance, trying to counter off a little bit. Daniel Dubois rushes in, kind of smothers his work, and now they're clinching. Ref separates 1 minute 41 seconds. Ref is warning Daniel Dubois not to lunge in with his head. Right now, Daniel Dubois has to make sure that he does not do too much roughhousing because I think he got warned twice. Both jabbing each other right now. Right now, Joshua has a good right hand. Ooh, solid right uppercut. Sneaky from Joshua. Joshua's starting to get the timing down a little bit now with that right hand. Wide miss from Joshua with his right hand. Oh, Daniel Dubois drops Joshua with a right hand. Oh, right when Joshua was getting it. Oh, snap. Is Joshua a little wobbly? Daniel's ready to fight. What time? The fight's starting right now. Joshua just got dropped. Oh, saved by the bell. Oh. Yo, Daniel Dubois drops him with a right hand. Damn. Joshua was hurt from that. Joshua was legitimately hurt. His legs was buckled when he was getting up, a little wobbly. And Joshua had a good success. Now, Joshua was getting a little too wide, a little too wingy, a little too happy with his right. The problem with Joshua, though, is he was stepping backwards with his hands down. You cannot be defensively going backwards with your hands down. You always got to be defensively responsible. And when Joshua was going back, he wasn't on a straight line, but it was the closest thing. He was kind of going back and trying to make a right turn. Couldn't get away from the right hand. He was even leaning back, too. So a swinging overhand right caught Joshua perfect. The timing was a little awkward. And boom, caught him. Good stuff. Told y'all. This is the first fighter that AJ has faced since Usyk lost. Damn. I mean, all that Francis Ngannou shit, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to knock him out, right? Dubois is fresh. Daniel Dubois jumping right on him on the second round. 10 seconds in, Daniel Dubois puts some pressure in. Joshua lands a good jab. Kind of trying to keep this young fighter off him. Oh, Daniel Dubois landing a good left hook. Joshua does not look good right now. Joshua looks wobbly. Joshua's getting caught with a left hook. Joshua looks completely... Oh, he's hurt, guys. Joshua is all over in his back foot. He is hurt. He's up on the rope. Joshua is hurt. Joshua is hurt. Joshua is hurt. At this rate, Usyk beat Daniel Dubois too. This is just making Usyk look better in this sense too. I mean, controversial low blow, right? I mean, was that really a low blow on Usyk? But either or, man, Daniel Dubois is showing that this man who's been criticized, I think the poll said he was 18% to win from amongst fans. You know, popular opinion, right? But I don't know, man. Joshua does not look good in this second round. 1 minute 49 seconds. He's still trying to get himself together. He's been on survival mode. He's been trailing this whole entire round. He's a solid jab since his head back. Guys, I don't think this is going the distance. I think it's over for Joshua. Joshua has to come strong now so he can let Daniel. I got some power too. Wembley crowd is going crazy. Absolutely. You know what I respect about is 1 minute 24 seconds, and I'll actually get my moment afterwards because Daniel Dubois just landed a vicious jab that just hurt in Joshua. Joshua initiates the clinch. The ref needs to get in there and need to break it up. I know that you probably like Team Joshua. I don't know, whatever the case is, but a solid sneaky left. Daniel Dubois is washing AJ right now. Like, it's not even a comparison on who's winning this fight. Daniel Dubois looks focused. He looks sharp. He doesn't even look fatigued. He's been putting a lot of pressure on Joshua. Joshua's just throwing wide winging shots, hopefully trying to get some respect and some space. Joshua's feints aren't being respected too much from Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is still advancing. Joshua needs to pump that jab a little bit, to double up. Them single jabs ain't going to really get you too much respect, but he's afraid that he's going to get caught over with a counter, so he's very hesitant. Ooh, Joshua throws a lazy jab to the body and gets countered over the right from Daniel Dubois. Guys, Daniel Dubois is looking sharp. This boy, Daniel Dubois, looks sharper than he's ever been. Joshua looks confused. Joshua doesn't know exactly what to do. It looked like Joshua was just trying to be patient and trying to pick his shots and try to counter, but now Joshua's trying to now advance a little bit and try to get some respect. So I don't know what his game plan is, but he's getting picked apart both ways. If he's going backwards, he's getting tore up, and if he's going forward, he's getting out punched. So Nikolai Phillips, a preach a punch. Yeah, I'm feeling a nasty knockdown coming, guys. I'm feeling a nasty knockdown, man. Yo, AJ need to pump that jab. AJ need to pump that jab over and over and over and over. And I know he's probably hesitant. He's probably hesitant to get encountered, right? He's got to be defensively responsible, right? Right when you're ready to, you got to, because you know Daniel Dubois is trying to capitalize off your jabs. So, and Daniel Dubois does lunge in. You know, he does lunge in. Very athletic in this fight. Very explosive. But you can maybe even bait him in with a couple jabs, right? Couple jabs, he's going to try to counter off your jab. So be prepared for it. You're waiting. So your double jabs is kind of resetting him, but at the same time setting him up for a trap, you know? Because I feel like on a counter, on a good counter punch, you can get Daniel Dubois good. You know, you being the advancer in this fight is probably not going to be it. And he threw a single jab and got caught with a right hand, just like I said. You can't be throwing a single jab. Daniel Dubois has a better jab than Joshua. So you need to kind of build this fake confidence. In this third round, 2 minutes, 35 seconds, Joshua just throwing a single jab, kind of like a pump jab. 1, 2. You got to double up on it because he's going to try to counter off that jab. And he's better than you on the counter right now. So you want to kind of like reset him, maybe even hit him while he's coming in with the solid right. Because Joshua right now, his feints aren't being sold. You can't sell them. Daniel Dubois ain't biting off it. And Daniel Dubois has the better jab, the faster, more explosive jab. And Joshua needs to have a plan C at this point. Being an aggressor, being a boxer ain't it. So you need to kind of set Daniel Dubois into some serious traps, you know. I know the body shots is where Joshua's trying to kind of set Daniel Dubois up in the third round, 1 minute 52 seconds. But I can say that Joshua is being patient. He is being patient. Silva, salute. Daniel can't be crazy because it takes one shot from Joshua. I agree. Daniel Dubois is going to get knocked out. You guys are seeing that there's still a potential from Joshua setting up with a good counter punch, right? This commentary is naff. I don't know what naff is. So if it's a compliment, appreciate it. If it's an insult, then sorry, brother. We got 1 minute 16 seconds. And Daniel Dubois is just kind of waiting to kind of get into Joshua. He's kind of slowed down from the first 2 fights. He's not as explosive. He's not as aggressive, you know. Still putting some pressure on, but he's not as light on his toes. And maybe this is what Joshua needs, a little break and action to kind of gather himself a little bit together, try to pick his shots, try to get his timing together. AJ is going to knock the shit out of this, the boy. I mean, look, there's 2 ways I'm seeing this, right? Round 3, 36 seconds, they're clinching. Not a lot going on right now. It does seem like Daniel Dubois' pace has slowed down from the first 2 rounds. He's not taking as many chances. He's not jumping in as much. Lands a good solid jab on Joshua. Joshua responds with a good left hook. But Joshua right now starting to kind of be a little bit more comfortable. He's starting to kind of get a little bit more spacing. Still wide and sloppy. But then Joshua gets caught with a left hook. Oh, and it hurts. Daniel Dubois hurts Joshua. And then, guys, Joshua is in trouble. Right when I say that, Joshua is over. It's going to be over, guys. It's going to be over. 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 Joshua's down. He ate too many lefts. Guys, it's going to be over. Joshua is hurt. Joshua ate all these lefts. They're going to have to stop this fight. He got saved by the round again. Joshua's down for the second time. Oh, you meant Joshua's getting knocked out. Daniel is destroying this boy. He is. My guy, do your thing. I appreciate it. This is wild. Daniel Dubois is cooking Joshua. He is cooking him. And you know what's so funny? Everything I was actually trying to give Joshua the benefit of the doubt, he's being patient. He's being poised. He's trying to figure things out. It was actually Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois was patient. He conserved his energy, and he just out of nowhere just exploded, and just just went after them. Eddie Hearn looks sick. Daniel Dubois just completely conserved his energy and just had this onslaught that just put Anthony Joshua down on that round. And we're in the 4th round, and Joshua just got put down again by Daniel Dubois. This is completely a whitewash. Joshua is down for the 3rd time. Guys, I don't even know what to say. You guys are Joshua fans. Yo, all this, Joshua is a new fighter. I believed it. I was sold it. Joshua's down for the 4th time. The ref stops the fight, guys. It's over. It's over. Show AJ's solid now. AJ's done. Oh, wait. The ref called it as a slip. Oh, the ref called it a slip. They're back up. What the fuck is going on? I thought he called. Oh, I'm hella confused. Why would the ref wave it like this? And then what the fuck is going on? What? Am I confused, guys? If a ref waves his hands like this, a slip is this. Like, why? This is not a slip. Was he just not understanding what the fuck he was doing? Right? Well, I mean, AJ's up, so the fight's still going on. I thought the fight was over. Oh, and by the way, I see Devin Haney's there. So whatever Devin Haney was talking about, he couldn't get a seat. He got a seat. Oh man, dude, Daniel Dubois is washing them. I tell y'all, this shit is not done. Yo, I swear to God, if AJ comes back from, dude, there's no way AJ comes back from this. It's a minute and 28. Daniel Dubois is just punching AJ all across the ropes. AJ just looks tired, looks lethargic, looks tired. He looks beat up. He's all over the ropes. He only has a high guard and he's just getting punched with left hooks, right hooks, bouncing around, Bambi legs, holding at all costs, head getting bounced around. Minute and 5 seconds left. Daniel Dubois, better be careful though. It's still heavyweights, man. AJ still got power. That boy AJ getting hit with a left jab after a left jab. Yo, Anthony Joshua went down 3 times, I thought 4 times, and the ref waves. What seemed like the fight was over, but it's not. So AJ's back up, a minute 35. He's still trying to recover. Anthony Joshua slowly getting some sort of consciousness. He sticks his tongue out, throws out a solid jab, sticks his tongue out again, trying to build some confidence like he's okay. AJ tries to throw a haymaker right, but completely misses. Daniel Dubois saw that a mile away. AJ Lake still has not recovered from all the knockdowns he's taken from this fight. Fourth round, 10 seconds. AJ engages into another clinch. A lot of holding, a lot of clinching. I don't know why the ref ain't warning. AJ tries to jab to the body. And AJ tries to like walk Daniel Dubois to the corner like he's the one that was hurt. Man, dude. It's all over. Not yet. Joshua's finished. Gotta love heavyweight boxing. Anybody can have a puncher's chance. So you know what's crazy? I don't even think this is a puncher's chance. Like let's keep it a buck. If this was a moment where AJ was in full control and then all of a sudden Daniel Dubois was kicking this boy's ass from the first second to now, right? Yeah, the fight has started. We're going into the fifth round. Anthony Joshua's been down 3 times. 3 times. And he's been hurt across 3 rounds. Personally, maybe 4 rounds, right? But he's been down 3 times, and he's just been on ice skates. Andy Ruiz vibes. Ref should stop this fight. I mean, I thought he was gonna stop it. I didn't know. Salute to Dubois. This cheated Dubois versus Usyk too. Am I in Toronto? No, it looks like I'm in Toronto. I guess I'm giving off Toronto vibes, right? Um, we're now in the fifth round. Anthony Joshua legs look a lot better than the last round. It looks a lot more composed, looks more poised. But you got to be careful on them hooks. Daniel Dubois lunges in, lands a good right hand, rushes AJ in, pushes him on the corner. AJ kind of looks in the corner. He's like, it's cool. I got this. AJ eats a jab, lost the jab exchange. Oh, Joshua lands a solid shot. Daniel Dubois hurt, guys. Oh, the right hand lands. Oh, another right hand lands on Daniel Dubois. Oh, and AJ goes down. AJ hurt Daniel Dubois. He was hurting him. He was getting him to a position where it looked like he was going to knock him out. And Anthony Joshua gets knocked out by Daniel Dubois. That had to be one of the best exchanges in heavyweight boxing. AJ went out. He went out on his shield. Anthony Joshua went for broke. He went for broke. He went after Daniel Dubois. He hurt Daniel Dubois. Multiple shots. And then guess what happened? Daniel Dubois capitalizes. AJ lunging, reaching in, and gets knocked out. Face down. Ass up. It is over. Anthony Joshua has suffered his, fourth defeat by knockout. Guys, this was a whitewash. Anthony Joshua got completely cooked. Dubois has to be careful. No, he don't. Joshua by TKO round 7-9. Nah, it's over. This shit, AJ look like trash. AJ, yo, chill out, chill out. Let's give props to Dubois, man. That boy Dubois was putting on. He told you, yes. Yeah, everyone who came in who said Danny Dubois, y'all the truth. Y'all the truth. I came in with the most generic pick, the most generic. Ah, AJ, AJ look different. This is the AJ that might give Usyk the problem. You know, I was all saying all the same dumb shit, right? The same dumb shit. Everybody saying, I don't know. This looks like a better AJ. He with the Ben Davison squad. You know what I mean? You know, he looks more mean. You know, if this is the version Usyk fought, he'll be in trouble. He's knocking people out. Blah 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 blah. Yo, that was served up on a platter. I ate that shit. Like, nom, 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 nom. This crow, I'm gonna come with that. I'm gonna eat that shit because Daniel Dubois cooks that boy. He cooked them 4 knockouts. That had to have been knockout of the year. Everybody that says, oh, Angelo Leo, knockout of the year, fuck that. Daniel Dubois got knockout of the year. He completely put AJ down, face down, ass up, like completely just washed this boy. Washed him in front of 96,000. 96,000. 96,000 people watched AJ just completely just dirt napped it in the ring. Props to AJ though. This is a tough ass fight. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but he had the popularity vote. A lot of people said don't sleep on Daniel Dubois, and it's over with. It's over with. Anyone coming in and ask for a link is over. 3-time champ knocks out Fury, Usyk, and Trilogy. Yeah, LDBC Slayer, laughing emoji. I know you happy, right? Oh, actually, no, I don't know. What LDBC Slayer is like the opposite of okay. I don't know. I don't know. It's this is a good fight. The cash cow has been drained completely. I'm mad. Chinny chin chin AJ. Damn, I thought Dubois was too slow, too lumbered with this fight. Oh, what the what the fuck just happened? I had Daniel. Did AJ lose? AJ got knocked out. He didn't just lose. He got dropped 3 times. In the fourth one, he got completely sparked. Like, vicious. Like, completely vicious. AJ sticking his tongue out before getting knocked the fuck out. Now we got to see that Usyk rematch. Ooh, we do. Look, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, thanks for the commentary. I appreciate it. Told you, Dubois was battle tested, trending up. He was. You were 100% right. Something not right with AJ. I ain't gonna say that, Peter Brown. I ain't gonna say that because I came in here saying AJ, this is the best version of AJ. AJ said this is the best version of him. Everybody said this is the best version of him. He got Ben Davison. You see him knocking everybody out. He got the eye of the tiger. He's vicious. He knocking people out. He's cold-blooded. He got all that type of stuff. And guess what happened? Slept. And all due respect to Danny Dubois. You know, it wasn't like AJ came in here looking like a bitch. Like, Danny Dubois just started beating his ass from the first round. So at the end of the day, Danny Dubois, oh, he's slow, he lumbering, he ain't got the experience, he never been in front of 96,000. Look, I picked AJ too. I picked AJ too. So this is not me coming at all the AJ people like, I told you, I picked AJ too. But at the same time, I got to give Danny Dubois all props. There was no fixing, there was no nothing. This boy Daniel Dubois cooks this boy. Cooks this boy. So my question is, do we finally make the Joshua Wilder fight now, right? This just gets better every time. AJ and Wilder, it can happen now. This can happen now. You feel for Joshua, all the greats nearly got. We're changing of the guards, man. We're in a new era. That whole decade went by. As crazy as that sounds. Needs to knock this money, grab on the head. Style makes fights, though. Yep. AJ broke my heart. Dubois slept, bro. He did. Not what I forecasted. Randy said he called it. AJ's most overrated boxer. He beat nobodies in his last 4, and people hyped him up. Rick, don't hurt my feelings, brother. I mean, I didn't think he looked good with the Derrick James switch. I didn't. I didn't think he looked good with Robert Helenius, and he didn't really. But you know, when he went with Ben Davison, you know, I like the pull counters and shit. Daniel won. Joshua got waxed. Rematch always bigger. I don't want to see no rematch. Joshua's most overrated heavyweight ever. Damn. Felix, me too. AJ's a good guy. Bro, stiff, man. Yo, if anyone looked stiff, it was AJ, man. Yo, wasn't there something saying like Dubois put like Voodoo. Did dad put voodoo on AJ? Andrew, cheers for the coverage. I appreciate it, Andrew. Yo, I never knew what I never understood what I'm gonna Google it. I didn't know what that meant. Oh, nah, I was getting insulted. Okay, the NAF. Okay, but I appreciate. Cheers for the coverage. Appreciate it. No, no rematch. Joshua look freaks. Yeah, no, I don't see no rematch. Just give water. Just come on. Just give us water, AJ, man. This. Yeah, when you see now when you see AJ versus Wilder, it don't even make sense no more. They out of that heavyweight title contention at this point. UK fans claim Joshua had all that skill. That was a great counter shot. That was a wonderful counter shot, man. And what was even better, Dennis, is the fact that Dubois was hurt. Dubois was like getting punched over and over by solid. I think they were right hands from Joshua. So it wasn't like Dubois was like catching AJ just lunging in. He was going through some adversity, and he still was able to focus and then caught an overeager AJ. AJ was desperate. Let's keep it real, guys. Right? Joshua was getting cooked so much that the second he actually had a moment to change the tide, instead of being poised, he jumped right on it, and that was his detriment. He was desperate because he knew that maybe at that moment, if he couldn't capitalize on that, then he probably was going to go back into the same cycle of constantly getting his ass whooped round by round. So he jumped right on it. And when he did, guess what happened? He got caught. And that's part of the game. You still process AJ going out in shield. He didn't fight like no bitch. He went right after him. So bro got hit by a check right. No better timing now for Wilder AJ. I agree. AJ got hit by a basic fighter. Guys, face it. Danny's here. AJ versus Wilder. Yeah, at this point, it only makes sense. UK fans been hyping AJ like he's this white and war finish. AJ looked like an amateur like skill. This made my day. A prime Wilder versus what slept AJ. Man, it don't even matter, man. At this point, they just need to fight. AJ got slept. That's what happened. AJ didn't finish. He still can beat Wilder. AJ versus Wilder. Loser gets to retire. AJ had a good career and is a rematch king. Frankenstein's monster won. Yo, Frank Warren's just been beating Eddie's ass. Like, just whooping his ass. Wilder in his prime would have stopped AJ in the first round. I don't know. Rematch, please? I don't want to see it, John. I'm sorry. You all right? Rematch for what? I'm from the UK and I hate Joshua. This fight wasn't even close. Ref called it earlier rounds, but a shout from the silence kept going. Yeah, right, Peter? Like, it was over. This, man, it was over. So I don't know why they just said kept going. Man. Ref called it. Yep. AJ's chin is broken. He can't fix it anymore. I don't know, man. I got to give Daniel Dubois his props for just coming and cooking him, man. Usyk will retire. AJ's washed up. AJ was never that nice. Too much for AJ. They gave AJ a chance. They gave AJ a lot of chances. Something not right there with AJ fighting for money. AJ got slept. That's what happened. It won't be a rematch. It would be for the title because AJ will beat anyone else. Let's see. Credit to you on calling the fight. You're getting better. That was a good comment. I appreciate it. I'm like in a weirder environment because I'm outside. Just want to switch it up. I'm still getting some changes to the studio. I'm telling you, October, if all things works out, we're gonna have calling. Look, I don't want to say too much. Bailey, I know you've been around rocking with me for a minute. So when it comes, it's gonna shut shit down. So, oh shit, I got a super chat. Super $5. Thanks, Bailey. I appreciate it. You always show me love. Look, I appreciate anyone that comes in. All this stuff always helps out. I got a couple places I'm traveling to. I got a couple fights. I'm kind of on the road and stuff as we speak. So I appreciate all you guys. Bro got knocked out by a telegraph check right hook. AJ can only fight Wilder. Hands low, no head movement. Bro is finished. Yo, what was crazy one fine porcupine is when he got knocked down the first time, he pulled his head back on almost a straight line with his hands down. Got hit with a hook. Fundamental problem right there. Fundamental problem right there. Joshua, you a mug. 100. Curtis World 444. What up, man? AJ, do better in a rematch. Nah, man, I don't see no rematch. Nope. I am sorry for AJ. Real champ. Now I'm wondering what's next for Dubois. I mean, give me Usyk Fury winner. Give me Usyk Fury winner, right? Because there's controversy in Usyk and Dubois fight, right? I mean, Usyk dominated him, but there was that controversial low blow, right? And I thought it was a fair shot, so And I'm not an Usyk hater too. Like I know I'm always picking against Usyk. I'm not an Usyk hater. I'm just calling for what I think. A spade, a spade. That was a very borderline. Dubois stomped on AJ. Man, he for sure stepped on him. Dubois versus winner Usyk Fury. I agree. Dubois never feared him, and maybe that's the key to freak AJ. Yo, AJ once he kind of realized he was in some shit, man. Um, he wasn't fucking around. Oh, Eternal Bailey, $20 super chat. Yo, I appreciate it. That's going straight to the next trip out in Norfolk. When I cover the Keyshawn Davis fight, I'm gonna be covering the Jerron Ennis fight and potential Javante Davis fight. So that's like a Uber ride. So I appreciate it. I am staying focused. I will keep delivering. And once this goes on, man, I gotta like have an honorary section. Like at a certain point, when this thing gets like just too busy to read comments, I'm always gonna read it. Eternal Bay. Like when it's one of those crazy streams where it's like thousands of people in, I'm only gonna be looking for certain people's names. That's just how it works. So I appreciate you just being here from the beginning. Um, he didn't hit him with no wild shit. He didn't see like Ruiz. Dubois just whipped. I agree. He just whipped his ass. Like it was just a straight up ass whipping from the start. Like it was. AJ got cooked. AJ got slept. Went down 4 times. Daniel Dubois just beat his ass. AJ finished, man. Where's Dubois from? Is he from Is he from Africa? No, he's from the UK, right? Daniel Dubois. Now you got me Wikipedia and Daniel Dubois. He's from Greenwich, United Kingdom. Obviously, he's black, so he has African descent, like national. But let's see. Dubois won. He's from England. Yep. AJ got dropped 4 times and then stopped. Damn, AJ got slept. I'm happy Dubois won because people didn't believe in him. I didn't pick regular. I didn't pick him. I didn't pick him. I didn't pick him. Fell over on 1, 2 strange. Nah, man, he got he got cooked. Andy Ruiz versus Dubois. I don't want to see Andy Ruiz fight. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We ain't doing that. Who won? Peter. Uh, I didn't really pay attention to the undercard. I'm sorry, TD. Um, Telegraph. They rocked each other and then went after it. Yeah, no, no. That's what I'm saying. I mean, just look. I just give Danny Dubois props. Like there was none telegraphed. There was no setup. It wasn't, AJ, like he went, he sold out. Like he went for broke. He hurt him. Danny Dubois was underneath adversity and he focused and cleaned this shit. Like he just ended that shit. I'm telling you, Anthony Joshua versus Dubois has a rematch clause. Eddie Hearn has revealed. So there is a rematch clause. Dun dun dun. Andy Ruiz versus Dubois. AJ's not right in the head fight for the wrong reasons. You think Tyson Fury is going to win the rematch? It's a tough fight, man. That was like a 50-50 until Usyk turned the tide. I don't know. Like, I always pick against Usyk. I see, like, and it's so hard. Like, and I don't think, like, me picking against Usyk, like, I'm picking bad picks. I don't think they're bad picks. I think they're really, Usyk is always in good ass 50-50 like fights. And so, like, me constantly picking against Usyk, maybe I need to keep picking against Usyk so he keeps winning because the time I pick Usyk, he's going to lose. So I think Fury can make the adjustments, but I got to favor Usyk because he just washed him that second half. Zhang would have killed AJ. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's two different styles. Zhang's like a strong, powerful counter puncher who advances. Dubois was a lunging, awkward timing, um, just I'm just gonna fight. Like he didn't give a fuck. So part of that probably threw AJ off a little bit, right? So, um, but yeah, I don't know. Dubois versus Andy Ruiz, who takes it? I mean, I would assume Danny Dubois. Andy Ruiz just didn't look as. I mean, he's been inactive for such a long time. Dubois stops Fury inside 9. Didn't Dubois and AJ spar? Like they sparred before, right? And then it's like some story like Dubois like I think dropped or hurt AJ. I mean, it showed in the fucking fight. Dubois never feared him. Never. Ever. Not at all, James. LMAO, red. AJ is getting told all right things too much. Hearn's going to activate that rematch clause. Fuck out of here. Yep. They gonna do that shit again. Haney was in the building. Yep. Damn, dude. Dubois caught his ass with that right. AJ hurt Dubois, but made a mistake rushing. He should have took it slow after hurting him. Exactly, Jonathan. But he was so like desperate because he was getting cooked all fight. So like him not wanting to let up, he just kind of went in and was just so excited the fact that he actually got him hurt. So AJ reflex so slow now, Dubois couldn't miss. Yeah, man, it's not easy being a three-time heavyweight champion, man. Haney looked bigger than Bud. Yo, Haney's a big ass dude. Like I've covered Haney, I've covered Terrence. Um, damn, Daniel Dubois, powered by Jabber. Oh shit, CompuBox got competition now. 91% landed. Yeah, Danny Dubois was cooking that boy. That shit was brutal. That was a brutal. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was a brutal ass knockout. That's knockout of the year for me. If nobody says that's not knockout of the year, then I don't know. I don't know. That's knockout of the year for me. Hold on. I'm just making sure I don't miss no social media posts. That was a brutal. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was a brutal ass knockout. That's knockout of the year. If nobody says that's not knockout of the year. Oh shit. Yo, is this Trevor? Trevor McCumbee. I'm literally like looking through my phone. Are you watching the live, Trevor McCumbee? What's up? Yo, I was just going through my Instagram right now because we record people going live, and Trevor McCumbie's in here watching the live. Which, by the way, I got to tell you real quick, Trevor, that fight between you and Caleb Plant, yeah, is buffering. Yo, that fight with you and Caleb Plant, one of the most entertaining fights I've ever seen. Like by far. And like I know you didn't really get a lot of opportunities out in boxing. A lot of people didn't really know your name. I'm a fan. Like I'm a fan of you just for what you did in that fight. And I think more people need to actually put some respect because that inactivity that you had and going up and fighting Caleb Plant, that's a tough ass fight. And you were dropping Caleb Plant and you were whooping his ass, man. And I got a lot of love for Caleb. So, um, so but let me see real quick. Let's see. Let's go. What's up? Zhang has a high boxing IQ, very technical, take advantage. Mistakes dangerous. What down did Debo, AJ? I don't know. Was that like the fifth, sixth round? That was pretty brutal. Tank versus Frank is knockout of the year in my opinion. Oh shit! That was this year, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I don't know, man. Dubois was hurt. He was on his back foot and was like, I don't know. I don't know. Dubois didn't really do anything special. Just did what he does. AJ crumbled Dubois. Let me see. AJ versus Water. Uh, bum time. Trevor's the goat. Trevor will get better. Caleb versus Belong. Who takes it? Macaroni? Nah, man. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This election's kind of like a shit show, but never have been quote MAGA. But I don't even care about politics really. At the end of the day, I'm gonna come back to this comment real quick, Jonathan. I just want to just comment this Bayside box. Nah, ain't no MAGA. I honestly, tell you the truth, I've been so disinterested in politics because I've just learned that it doesn't matter what I do. I mean, whatever they do, I just got to do what's best for me. There's certain things I want to get political. I'm getting right back to boxing. I'm a moderate. I pick and choose on certain topics and call it a day. I'm not a fan of both parties, so but but a lot of shit that Trump said, boy, tripping, man. You tripping. You tripping? You saying some crazy shit. Um, Dubois versus oh yeah, my bad. Caleb versus Blanc. Who takes it? That's a style. That's a styles fight. I think Belonga actually put some pressure and actually hurts. See, Bayside trying to get me in trouble. Nah, man, never have, never will. If Edgar can actually hurt Plant, I think it could be in really good favors of Edgar. But Caleb has a style that he can box you, and now we see that he can fight in the inside really, like Caleb got a different type of dimension, so I don't know. I want to see it. Like that was the fight that makes perfect sense for both. So, um, but I just feel like Edgar just shouldn't be rushing into big fights after big fights and big fights. Like just take from what you learned from the Canelo fight, develop your skills a little bit. Don't rush into another tough fight because even though the boxing fans wants it, you know, experience, man. You kind of take that experience and prepare yourself for a guy like Caleb because he hasn't fought a guy like Caleb. He fought Canelo, one of the best fighters out right now, but doesn't mean that's a style that's gonna be like Caleb. So Cormel versus Emmy, they're both developing. I'll favor Cormel because I think Cormel is a lot more experienced and has a lot more dimensions to his style. While Emmy, I think, is still trying to like figure out and learn his strengths. Cormel is like a 15-time national champion or some crazy shit. 16, 17, 18 time. I mean, this dude has sparred almost everyone that you can name. Tank, Shakur, um, like all these good guys. So I guess Emmy too. I got Cormel right now, but it's too soon to call. These guys are just developing their style, so too soon. Wow. Yeah, I'm playing, man. Knock of the year could also be Bam Rodriguez with that beautiful body shot. Bam is cold with it too. Bam is cold. Bam is cold, man. So, I mean, I do think Angelo Leo Vinal Lopez does get a nomination. This for sure gets nominated. I think Tank Nagana Frank gets nominated. Um, I guess body shots are extremely underappreciated, so I guess we should put a body shot nomination here. So Bam knocking out Estrada with a body shot, right? A tough Mexican fighter, which they always say, right? Strong to the body, getting stopped. Stopping Estrada with a body shot is very, very impressive. So I would definitely say that deserves a nod in there too. Um, and let's throw an underdog. That Kid Kansas getting knocked out last night was a fucking vicious ass knockout. So underdog knockout should probably get in there. Just a lot, man. Peter Brown, not being phased in the slightest occasion, I reckon shook AJ. Let's hear what Bellew has to say. No one's fan at all. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that you gotta put some respect on Daniel Dubois, man. We gotta put some respect on Daniel Dubois. What else am I missing? I gotta make sure I'm not missing anything on social media. Let's see. What else I'm missing? Hold on. Give me one second. This is what I do after fights or during fights. Usually, I'm doing social media posts. It's time for Eddie to hang them up. He's like 0 and 10. I've got a new PR. Let's go. So I haven't seen any like Wilder or any other heavyweights reactions. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. Um, yeah, I seen. You think Garcia beats Haney in a rematch? What are your thoughts on the Pez allegation? I spoke on that a lot. Um, but it's a pretty straightforward opinion. I think that if you want to be like legitimate and all right, I'll speed through this. if you want to be an objective person, not that the fact that you hate Haney or Bill, right, or you love Ryan or whatever the case, or hate Ryan, the facts are Ryan failed a drug test before and after the fight. So because of it, you always have to put some sort of, I guess, speculation that there could be some sort of possibility, right? I'm not a scientist, right? But at the end of the day, I do feel that Devin's game plan, right, was probably not the best game plan, right? I've seen Devin fight way better than that. Um, and Ryan, for all due purpose, has an amazing, strong left hook. So anyone can get clipped, anyone can get rocked. I think Devin showed a lot of heart. A rematch would be interesting because simply I think that Devin would not fight Ryan unless they were on completely even terms, which can change a lot of stuff. Ryan didn't have to rehydrate, but that was on Devin taking the quote fine and being okay with it and allowing it. So there's no room to complain. I feel like Devin now wouldn't because he dehydrated himself and allowed Ryan to not have to make the weight, aka not get as tired. I'm not making any excuse for Devin and things like that, but watching the fight, I think that Ryan just had a better game plan, it seemed like. Devin aggressively pressing Ryan probably ideally wasn't the best game plan personally. And I think that Devin will make a better adjustment and have a higher chance of beating Ryan Garcia. I think if Devin didn't take the punishment that he did in that fight, I think I would easily favor Devin regardless of the fact that he lost the fight. Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's a no contest, right? But because he's going to be inactive for a little bit, Ryan's going to be inactive for two, but he took a lot of punishment. You know, he's going to need a tune-up fight, kind of test things out, and he really needs to be on that like perfect "I'm gonna box your brains out" game plan. But Ryan has a super fast left hook, and if he can't get away from it, if he can't get away from it, it is what it is. Ryan's just going to hit him all day. So I don't know. Like, there's so much holes into that rematch prediction that it's just best for us just to wait it out. You know, um, I just think that it's just too many variables in that. We just have to wait to see how these guys pan out. Because Ryan, who has to make a weight, which Ryan probably won't agree to a weight until he feels comfortable. Devin's gonna have to do certain things. Usyk versus Dubois. Dubois will hunt that body. I don't know. Dubois might just beat his. I don't know. But Usyk's a bad boy, man. I can't keep picking against Usyk Bayside. I'll be taking too many L's against Usyk. Parker wants to fight Dubois. Respectable. Parker is a fighter's fighter, right? Everyone like Joseph Parker. He's willing to fight everybody. Did you hear what Lopez said about Crawford and Tate? Not a fan. I get that that was kind of like a way of kind of like maybe trying to antagonize and get a fight. And, I'm not trying to pull out the whole race thing, but, trying to, go into the whole lion and gorilla. I think anytime someone mentions African Americans with monkeys and gorillas, you're just asking to get, shitted on the internet. And I'm not a fan of, even though he claimed that they call themselves gorillas, because I've never heard Crawford mention he's a gorilla, and I think Tank might have put like gorilla emojis, but you still don't call, you don't still refer to any, African American as like a gorilla monkey. But fuck it, it's boxing. Like it's I'm not a fan of it. I think it's it could be highly offensive saying which one wants to get the bananas, but fuck it, this isn't like you know, the cleanest sport. So I'm not gonna sit here and just bash Tio to infinity. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not liking it as a half black dude. I think that's some borderline racist shit that he said. But at the end of the day, it's boxing. I've heard crazier shit. I eat your children. I'll never lose to a white boy. All type of crazy shit. I think Broner said something about Mikey Garcia, like he'll beat the beans and burrito out after Mikey posted like a Donkey Kong and Mickey Mouse, like, because like Mikey, Mickey, I don't know, and I don't know why Mikey put a gorilla. You know what I mean? Like it's just stupid. But fuck it, fight. So I think what Tio said was extremely uncalled for, but it's boxing, right? I filmed Bill Haney going to like a liquor store, and he's looking for Teofimo Lopez Sr., he said. And, that was, some harsh stuff, kind of insinuating his dad's a drunk and alcoholic, but it's boxing, right? So at the end of the day, right, it's not the prettiest sport. I know he's trying to provoke, right? Trying to provoke Tank, but Crawford can't fight him right now. And, it is what it is. Failure at Las Vegas faced Dr. Muhammad, AJ's garbage, another rebuild wreck. Devin chasing Ryan around the middle rounds, putting him in the right range of that hook. And he thought Ryan was gassing out. He did look like he was gassing out. He did, but that left hook is fast as fuck, boy. So Devin did not adapt. What does Floyd Mayweather always say that the great fighters adapt? They knew that left hook was coming. He should have been more prepared for it. I think he was prepared for it, but I think something about it made him want to say, "Hey, I'm gonna fight him." Like almost like maybe like a switch. Like Devin don't fight like that, so I don't know what was the reason why Devin chose to want to go after Ryan. Maybe he thought like he can get the knockout, which is fair, but you know it is what it is, man. Wilder and Joshua for farewell fight. I believe so. Yeah, what Lopez said was pretty racist, man. Yeah. Dubois gave Usyk a really good fight. We'll take AJ. Man. Eat your children. It's wild pause. That's that Mike Tyson shit, man. That's that Mike Tyson shit. Belly said AJ needs another rebuild. Pitbull's dad said he got robbed after the Ryo fight. Oh, no. I was at that fight. Ryo boxed his brains out. Even though he did get hurt. Um, am I missing on social media? I gotta make sure I'm gonna do like a reaction video of stuff. Uh, it's not a lot of heavyweights to get reactions from, but okay, I'm gonna start screenshotting some reactions. I'm screenshotting reactions, but I'll be reading the comments. So, um, give me one sec. All right. Who do you think Pitbull should fight next? I think he has a rematch clause with Ryo, so if I'm not mistaken, he's gonna push for that. Dude, do you watch boxing much, Danny Ray? I cover boxing for a living, so I might watch boxing a little bit, you know. But yeah, no, no, in not like a facetious way. I don't know if you're asking me in a facetious way, but no, I cover boxing for a living, so I go to a lot of fights. The next couple fights I'll be coming up will probably be Keyshawn Davis in Norfolk, Jerron Ennis in Philly, um, Javante Tank Davis wherever that's at. Um, Ryan destroyed Haney's game plan. He was bullying. I mean, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, right, Danny? So that's where I'm coming from, right? Like from optics wise, I thought Ryan, even when he failed that drug test, right? I still thought Devin would still beat Ryan. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm giving Devin this kind of like intellectual credibility that he hasn't truly proven to the world, but I feel like because of his style, that style usually generally works against people who kind of fight the way Ryan does. But Devin kind of threw that game plan and chose something different. And because of that, I thought Devin's game plan wasn't really the best game plan. Not taking away anything from Ryan, because Ryan has an insane left hook. And by all means, even though the verdict was that Devins got the no contest, right? I still think that if Ryan didn't fail the drug test, that I think Ryan would have still potentially won that fight in the same kind of fashion. Now, I know Devin says, there's a lot of things that could have potentially played a factor, and he hits harder and all this stuff, and I get it. But from optics wise, you were like the clear favorite by default, and I think that Devin knows that there's probably things that they could have did. And I know that he's still kind of going off the idea that Ryan failed the drug test and things like that. But Devin knows that there was a game plan that probably wasn't the best game plan. So Ryan gets essentially credit for what many people feel that he would have won. Like it's such a weird thing because it's like I'm not defending the guy who failed a drug test. He has the asterisk, so now you have to put the asterisk next to Ryan Garcia's quote performance because you don't know. Devin enabled him to not make the weight, so you can't use that as an excuse because Devin was okay with it. But if you want to really put in the factor that Ryan didn't have to dehydrate himself like Devin did, because Devin would have got stripped of the title if he as well. But Devin chose to allow the fight go on. Ryan got to rehydrate more comfortable. Devin made some more money. Ryan failed the drug test, so now you have to remove it. But watching the fight at the end of the day, you know, really only Ryan and Devin truly would know, like if there was any foul play. I mean, more Ryan than Devin, but it's more on Devin too. If in his heart to believe that he fought the best game plan. Because if Devin thought he fought the best game plan, then yeah, then I think Ryan, Ryan completely destroyed him, you know, with the asterisk, right? So, but it's weird because like I can't give Ryan the credit because he failed the drug test, but then I can't give Devin the credit because I think Devin could have fought a better game plan. But I'm not also going to diminish what Devin feels is the reason why he lost. It's like they gotta fight again. Like it's fucking stupid. Like it's stupid. It's literally the most stupid fucking thing where the person who failed the drug test beats the guy and now we're up in arms. Right? You're like, all right, well, here we are. The dude that won failed the drug test. So where do we go from here? Right? Now you gotta remove it. And now 9 times out of 10 people defend the person who failed who was the victim of the guy who failed the drug test, but more people defend Ryan because they feel the same way I do that Devin didn't necessarily fight the best game plan. So, because before the fight, Bill Haney Devin said they're going to stay in the middle of the ring. See, like that's what I'm saying. Like something about it, just like it was a game plan change. I don't think that was the best game plan. Bill said parents should tuck their kids in bed early because he was going to send Devin to kids shouldn't watch. Yeah, I remember that. AJ always struggles with people his size in general. I mean, the smaller guy, Andy Ruiz, but he did box him in the rematch because Ryan ran through him off. I mean, Ryan did win. Do you think Devin would fight Tank? Tank has been going at him. It's the fact that if Tank wants to fight Devin, because at the end of the day, Devin can't fight Tank. Tank has to fight Devin. Tank is the A side. Tank is the one that makes all the money. Tank is really the draw. Devin can't really offer Tank anything more than Tank can offer Devin. Unless Devin gets some sort of absurd amount of money from Turkey that's so insane that Al and Tank have to be like, $1 billion? Are you fucking serious? Yeah, I'm taking it. But it's no $1 billion offer. So at the end of the day, Al and Tank is going to do what they're going to do. And maybe one day we'll get that fight. Crystal Mack, just like Dubois tonight, Ryan was extremely aggressive right out the jump. Dev was slow in motion, comparatively similar to AJ tonight. I would say Devin was slow. I think Ryan is just stupid fucking fast. Like I think Ryan's left hook is just, bro. I don't think anyone understands how fast that dude's left hook is. Like Ryan has like godlike left hook, like insanely fast left hook. Like I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like that boy got an insanely fast left hook. Now that doesn't mean you can't beat speed. You got good timing. So I'm not gonna say, that at the end of the day, Devin can't deflect that left hook. Tank has shown that he was able to duck underneath and counter. So timing beats speed. I think Ryan's left hook might be faster than Tank's left hook, but Tank's IQ and timing is better than Ryan. So does that make sense? Right? So I don't want to say Ryan was. I guess Ryan was a little aggressive. I guess Ryan was a little aggressive. I don't think Devin's going to get any big match until he rematches Ryan. I agree. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Dubois' dad is black magic practitioner, was doing black magic beside the ring. Yo, I saw that cat. They were saying there were some interviews that got to get taken down because of it. I wonder what happened in the entire start. Okay. Ryan's not weight drain. Came in high in weight. the failed drug test, Ryan needed an advantage. We don't know a true winner because Ryan had these, you can say, unprofessional advantages. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's why. Yep, I agree, Bailey, and that's what it is. Like Ryan, like people are like forgetting the fact that like Ryan came in the next day more comfortable than Devin did. Like, can't even like argue that. But Devin, Devin was cool with it. Like they took the fine, they moved on, And I know it's a tough position for Devin because like Devin probably didn't want people to not watch the fight because it sucks because Devin would have probably had to fight Arnold Barboza, so he wanted to give the fans that fight. But at the same time, maybe there was a little self belief. Like, oh boy, we got this dude's money, and we'll beat his ass, and we got his money. So maybe some of that overconfidence. So I'm not gonna. You can't really factor that in. Like you factor it in when you talk about the grand scheme of how the fight played out, but you can't blame Ryan Garcia for that if Devin Devin was okay with it. Jonathan G. Bro, for real, cheating or not, the greats have beat other fighters on Pez. Not one of the greats have gotten beat up like that. Devin is not a great, period. I mean, you make great claims. Like Oscar De La Hoya beat Fernando Vargas. Allegedly, Cotto, hear me out now. Cotto didn't beat Margarito when, if he alleged had the hand wraps situation. If that's the case, Cotto was able to beat Margarito when he didn't have it, but wasn't able to beat him with it. So calling Cotto not a great is kind of like you know disrespect to him. I get what you're saying. Like there's a lot of fighters that have failed drug tests and then afterwards but there's a lot of cases where it's not like that. You know what I mean? Like I know Anthony Joshua beat Robert Helenius recently, and like Dylan White. So like, but did Triple G? I mean, actually, they didn't fight. They didn't fight. They caught it and then they fought. But I don't know. If we pull up all the cases of failed drug tests, there's tons of times when people fail drug tests and beaten their opponent, and it's a sad case. So I can't really sit here and say that you can't be one of the greats has gotten beat up like that. Miguel Cotto got fucked up. Miguel Cotto got fucked up. Let's see, failed drug test, boxing. Since we on this now, I'm gonna go a little bit more deeper into this. Um, who's failed some drug? Um, and their fights. Let's see. I mean, Holyfield got. When did James Toney fail his drug test? James Toney failed drug test. He defeated John Ruiz. Would I call John Ruiz a great? Nah, I can't use that. I mean, let's see. Shane Mosley, right? I mean, he wasn't allegedly a failed drug test, but he's had that Balco situation, and De La Hoya lost to Shane Mosley, right? So, but that's speculation. That's speculation. Um, that we call it a spade a spade. Like, you know what I'm going. Like, I can't be really like saying it because this is, I got to be very specific on things because I don't want to like call a specific person a drug cheat, you know? Margarito was caught with raps. And so, they didn't catch him in the Cotto fight, but right after it, Margarito was not the same fighter after. And he got beat the fuck up. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. This is probably a better case in your favor, Jonathan, because I'm looking for greats that lost to a person who failed a drug test. Mm, But these are like I'm looking up like big names and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just don't want to use that analogy. I just don't think that's a fair analogy just to be like, oh, because this person failed a drug test and you didn't beat him, you should be a great. I thought Devin should have been able to beat him, but bad game plan. Why would Tank fight Devin if he came and beat Tank's leftovers? I think this is a good storyline. I think it'll still sell. You think the ref came in as off of helping Haney? Yeah. I mean, there was moments I can't remember specifically, but I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is the ref doing?" I thought the ref was doing a little too much in Devin's defense. So, I do think that, Jonathan. So, um, Anthony Joshua never recovered from the first knockdown, and he never did, man. He made the same mistakes as Manny. Jumped right in. Yep. Anthony's still going to win. Man, but are you like an hour late? The only person I can think of is quick left-handed Ryan is Roy Jones Jr. And Roy had a mean left hook. Yeah, yeah. Ryan has a mean, fast ass left hook, man. Like I'm not even just trying to like glaze Ryan. Like, um, let me see. Daniel Dubois' dad, Manny Pac-Man should be banned from ringside. Yeah, he did. When the referee took a point away from Ryan, I was like, that's a B. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oh shit, man! I gotta make some reaction videos coming up, man. I just wanted to kind of do a quick live. I didn't want to be on here too long because, like, um, the fight's over. We just did the main event, so I appreciate all you guys rocking. I definitely need to start getting into some of these reactions, and I gotta start working on some stuff. But if you guys do want to see some cool content, we got a whole bunch of stuff coming in right now. My boy Jack is out there. Uh, We got some people. What is this? Are these some videos that we got coming in? Let me check real quick. Any social media? Yeah. So we got some videos, and just check it out here on FightHype. Once again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you, Bailey, for as always with the super chats. I'm gonna be doing some more lives. I'll probably start doing some spontaneous lives. I'm chilling outside, but it looks like it's getting a little bit darker, and it looks like it might even start to rain. So, but check it out. I'll be at a couple fights. I'll be out in Norfolk. I'll be out in Philly. I'll be out wherever Tank's fight's going to be at. Trying to think what other fight's going to happen. Dennis, from the last 5 years, what do you think is the best fight for Crawford? What do you think is the best fight, Crawford versus Errol Spence? Like, like competitive fight, or was it just like the fight that meant something, like boxing legacy, or like the biggest boxing event? Like, I guess I'll just kind of just speak a whole bunch of stuff. Um, awesome Bayside. I guess I'll just run through this really, really quick. Um, I think for like when you got two pound for pound, two guys that have been highly rated as pound for pound fighters for a very long time in the top 10. I mean, maybe top. They consider Spence and Bud like top five. I think around that time. So you would have to say like that was probably the biggest meaningful fight next to like Canelo versus Triple G, guys who are considered on the pound for pound list of all different type of walks of life, right? And so because of that, you have to kind of say like that falls into that category. Big fights in welterweight divisions from Tommy Hearns and Leonard and Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad and you know Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, they've always been like welterweights. So it falls into that lineage. So you have to say it probably does. When you come and talk about the most biggest impactful fights to kind of like change the guard and like kind of had everybody talking, I think you have to probably give it Javante Davis and Ryan Garcia because like you're talking about two guys who are probably household, practically almost household names soon to be, and not just boxing world, but just anybody, right? These two guys are kind of starting to transcend beyond boxing, and so for them to get in the ring at that time really meant something for the sport of boxing because it trickled and did a chain effect. Because without Javante and Ryan, we probably would never got Ryan and Devin, which was we're still talking about, and that created such a big pop culture chain of events. So I think the most meaningful fight for boxing fans probably was Crawford and Spence, and probably the biggest fight in the sport of boxing was probably um, Gervonta and Ryan Garcia, because it happened before Crawford and Spence, which kind of like in some people's eyes can say like it ended up kicking off the next trend of big fights in boxing. So um, it's between those two. Depends on how you want to spin it. But outside of that, yeah. Daniel Navarrete, my guy, $2 super chat, the super chat king. Yo, Bailey came for your spot, man. So I don't know. Bailey might have I'll crowned you now, man. But I know I haven't been live for a minute. But no, I'm not going to Bibble Better Be Presser. But I'm gonna do a whole show on that. Maybe it's my son's birthday that day, so it was good seeing you, man. Um, I'm gonna be doing live shows with video and stuff coming up, so you guys will be able to jump on. So just be ready, Daniel. I'm gonna put you on the spot, so be prepared to jump on. We're gonna be doing some back and forth, but we trying to keep that David Benavidez Canelo fight alive, right? So, but um. Dennis, it was the biggest because nobody expected Crawford to whip Earl Spence like that. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna the next. I'm been kind of busy, but at a certain point, and I've been considered a Crawford fanboy, like, but I expected Bud to beat his ass, dude. I expected Bud to whoop him. I've told a lot of media member guys like it's over with. Crawford's gonna school Spence, and I think Spence is one of the nicest, coolest people I've ever been around. Like I recently just interviewed him too, and he didn't have to do this interview, but he did. Like he was supposed to promote Frank Martin, but Spence is a gentleman. Like so, it's like for me to say like this type, like I expect a girl to beat his ass. Like it's kind of like feels like I'm talking shit. I think Spence is actually a really cool, genuine dude. I think it was just a lot of factors that went into Crawford beating Spence. I think Crawford's style. I think unfortunately some of the circumstances that happened in Spence's life. And I think at the end of the day, I just think that when time went on, it was just getting worse for Spence. I think Spence would have had a better chance of fighting Crawford early on. Crawford outgrew the division. I mean, he's fighting 154 guys now, too. Spence outgrew the division, and I think it was more suitable for Crawford to fight Spence at that time than Spence. But fundamentally, I think Crawford had more tools. So it was like a Turo Gotti, Floyd Mayweather ass whooping. 100% laughing emoji. Why do you think Canelo's delaying the Benavidez fight? I think he knows that's a tough fight. And I think that he knows that if you want to see him fight him, you got to pay for him. And no one has came and produced the money that he asked for, the $200 million. He said his price. He said it. He told you what he wanted. So if someone came up with $200 million, I know it's crazy amount of money, but when you're the motherfucking man, that's what you do. You ask for shit like that. This dude just did 650K plus pay-per-view buys with Edgar Berlanga, a guy who's never ever been on pay-per-view, a guy who's never fought for a world title, absolutely never fought a household name, never sold out a venue that was like larger than like a normal small arena. And he was able to do his thing with them. So if he's able to do that with guys like Edgar Berlanga, guys with Edgar Berlanga, come on. What do you think is going to happen when he fights David Benavidez? It's going to generate a lot of money, right? Well, he knows that, and he knows it's a tough fight. So, and he's at the position where he's smart. So, I think that's really what it is. Do I, as a fight fan, agree and want that? No. Do I think it's going to happen? No. So, sad for us, but I get it. Dennis, I'm a big fan of Crawford too. I expect him to win, but not like that. Hit over 70% of his punches. I expected him to dominate. Maybe I'm exaggerating when I thought he was going to dominate the way he did, but I did think he was going to take over and actually start whooping his ass. I thought it was going to be a battle of the jabs, and I thought that Bud was going to take away his jab. I thought Bud had a better jab than Spence. I thought Spence had a great jab. I just thought Bud had a more popping, more snappy, more devastating sit-down jab. And I know Kell Brook wasn't the same version of Kell Brook that everyone wants to think, but if you really watch the Bud fight with Kell Brook, and I have text messages to prove it, I was telling one of my buddies, like, man, Bud has a really underrated jab. I think that people is going to look at the jab knockout of Kell Brook and go, oh, look, Kell Brook is so washed. Bud was able to, what you call it, knock him out with a jab. That just shows how washed he is. And I'm looking at the word like, or maybe, because I'm the king of giving people the benefit of the doubt, or maybe Bud just has a fucking jab, like a good ass jab, and he jabbed over Kell Brooks' jab, right? So what did you see in the Spence fight? Started started beating him with the jab, started doing some flicking jab, and then started setting him with jabs and started beating his ass with the power jab. So that just let me know that sometimes when we discredit people's, performances, then we have to go back and look back and go, really, was that actually a shot kill Brook? Probably was. Or was that Crawford legitimately having a fucking strong ass jab? And we saw it carry on into the Errol Spence fight. So Spence is a basic, and stop the jab. Spence is basic, and that's what Red told me. DFW, he said the plan was he has a great jab, but everything started from the jab, and if they could stop his jab, then he didn't really have much behind it. Spence had no pop in his punches that night, and Bud's jab was hitting like a hammer. I didn't expect that result. I mean, I could be biased. Based, I could be biased. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I was born in Omaha, Nebraska. But I was raised in Ohio, right? But I was born in Omaha, so I could probably be like a little biased, right? A lot of reporters around here don't talk about what they. I could be a little biased. I was a little biased, but at the same time, while I was watching them, and I've covered like 10 Terrence Crawford fights. I've seen him spar. I've seen him train. I've seen a lot of up close stuff that other media members probably haven't seen, and I'm like, nah, bro, like this motherfucker's good. I've seen a lot of good fighters, and Terrence is probably, if not one of the best. Like I've seen Floyd up close. I've seen Terrence. Like you start putting pieces together, and you're like, nah, this dude's just fucking good. This dude's just good. So um, I still want to see Crawford versus Boots. We all do. It's ridiculous. Let's just be real. Canelo ducking because he's scared to lose again. Of course, he'd be sold out Mexican Independence Day weekend. He didn't sell like that. Like, I mean, I can't say Canelo's scared, man. I feel like that's insulting Canelo. I think he knows it's a tough fight, but to say he's scared, he's been here before. That when they said he was scared of Triple G. So I don't want. Canelo ain't scared. I think he's just smart. I think he knows how to work the game, and I know he knows how to make his money. And if you want to see the fight, 200 million, bro. You know, to him, he's like, who the fuck is David Benavidez? I'm Canelo, bro. You know what I do? You know what I've done? I don't need David. And to be fair, he don't. You don't need David to be a Hall of Fame. But to be like considered to be what many people are debating is the best Mexican boxer of all time, I mean, that's if Canelo cares for that, It would be a good stamp on, but fight out a super chat, my boy Daniel Navarrete. All right, he coming for the spot, Bailey. I don't think it's showing. Oh, there we go. There we go. Canelo's old news, bro. Benavidez versus Bivol better be winner. Ask Bivol to stay loyal to Turkey and fight Benavidez. Look, I love the fact that if David really fights them and wins and beats them, I think that's bigger and better than the Canelo fight as a boxing fan. I know it's not going to be bigger than for his career because it's Canelo, but I think him carving his own lane, going on his own legacy and fighting, in my opinion, a tougher fight. The guy that beat Canelo and the guy that everyone's favoring to beat Bivol. I mean, I know it's 50-50, but a lot more people I've talked to picked Arthur. I mean, I think that's more impressive. So I give David props for carving his own lane and moving up in weight, which is considered what some people feel like is his weight. Boxing needs to get high purse demands in check before it gets worse. It's not going to get, yeah, I mean, it sounds great, but it's not 88. Canelo will beat Benavidez easy. Oh, Bailey came in, told you, Daniel. He said he'll beat him easy. Bailey said Triple D was going Triple, Triple D Triple D was going to cook Anthony Joshua, and what we saw today, Triple D cooked. So I mean, when Bailey holds court, so I'm gonna take that as a serious pick. Serious pick right there. Canelo beat Benavidez. Easy. I keep hearing about this and Bam Rodriguez versus the Monster. Who do you think? I think you have to favor Inoue. I think Inoue beats Bam if they fought tomorrow, next week, next month, this year. Only because, like, Bam hasn't even fought at 122. And He's fighting the guys that Inoue didn't fight, but Inoue did go above a weight class and fought tough guys like Stephen Fulton and other good fighters that justify, in my opinion, like, okay, I think I would have favored Inoue against all those guys. But Estrada's clearing out the division Inoue fought over. Like, he skipped over it. But I think just for Bam, he's young. I don't think we need to rush it. I think his experience isn't there yet. And I don't want to see a fighter like that fight, which arguably is debated as the three-headed monster is one of the best boxers alive right now. You know, you got actively fighting. You got Inoue, Usyk, and Bud, interchangeable at any time. So Bam has the goods to be the top three pound for pound guy. It's just add a little bit more seasoning on that before you start, bringing him out to serve to the world, because I think that he has the right marination. These are horrible analogies. I know. I'm sorry. He's the marination is right? But you gotta let it. You don't want to just take stuff out too fast, right? You gotta let it. So let Bam marinate a little bit longer and let him develop more as a fighter. Because when you fight anyway, it's no stepping back. You fighting the cream of the crop, and fighting guys like Estrada and Rung Versailles is great. But the passing of the torch fights is what he's in. Anyways, in his prime. So you fighting guys, no disrespect to Bam, but like those guys weren't in their prime. So you just let Bam. And here we are. I'm a huge Bam supporter. I think Bam is the shit. I've been talking about Bam for a hot minute. I've interviewed Bam on FightHype. I made sure he was on FightHype. So at the end of the day, I think Bam is a great fighter. I just think just give him some time, Dennis. But I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, I think those car crashes definitely had an effect on Spence. I think it'd be insane to think it didn't. I think car crash, maybe lifestyle. I think everything. You know. But not taking, any credit away from Bud. I still think Bud would have won and been more competitive. So, but regardless, you know, can't take those things back. And I think a lot of people will get upset at you for saying that. I don't think it's crazy for you saying that, Dennis. I think it's very fair to mention that. I think it's, to me, a little bit more shocking that people would still favor Spence heavily after those situations. In a 50-50 fight, and one of them kind of goes through life crisis, you kind of look at that guy and go, I don't know. What happened? Benavidez all offense. We'll come to Canelo. We'll fight Canelo's fight. Hey, he fought Edgar Belongs 200-pound ass, so maybe that was a good preparation, being able to fight a big dude. He isn't worth 200 million. He has been beat before, David. Well, it's one of the most asked, the most talked about fights in boxing, so can't really say 200 million is not worth it. It's not coming out of my pocket, right? So I can't really speak on whoever's paying and footing the bill. But is it a fight that Canelo should be like compensated? Absolutely, because it's one of the most sought out fights in boxing. So whatever it is, I think Canelo should get his fair shake. But that's why you got to pay that dude. AJ ain't no Canelo though. Canelo's different whether we like it or not. I don't think we can compare AJ to Canelo. I mean, as a cash cow, like AJ does well overseas with his British fan base. But if we're talking about resume, we can't even do that. Crawford just a beast, extremely strong core, body strength, instincts great. That left hook to the body of Angle just a beast. Not afraid to stay in that pocket, vicious with his eyes. Yeah, I think Bud is all that in a bag of chips. I just think he's now starting to enter the realm of he's getting older. He's fighting bigger weight classes. And one luxury of when he fought Spence is they got to study Spence for like 5-6 years. So you're studying a guy for that long, of course you're going to have a great game plan, that's what I think Bomac and them had. But a guy like Madrimov, he didn't really have the ability to study for that long. And, like I said, getting older, bigger weight class. So those things are starting to show. So, anyways, best name is Fulton, who had no power. Other than that, we saw anyway go down. And his fights in a weak division, no name division, anyways a hype job. I really wouldn't say anyways a hype job because I don't see other fighters in other weight class implement or show the same type of skill sets or like you could just watch a fighter and just be like, okay, he's doing things not like based off the opponents. Like, yeah, everyone gets their cans or whatever they want to say, but if you really watch boxing, you really start to understand like, and I know what you mean by his DFW. Like, I'm not saying you don't watch boxing. I'm just saying like you can see like how he turns his jab, his footwork placement, how he kind of steps under. I've seen this move where he literally like jabs, weaved underneath the jab and came over the top. Like even guys who fight tomato cans don't even show that type of highlights. So I think anyway, by all means, has fought relatively no name opposition to the States. Fair competition, but he's doing what he's supposed to do, which is clearing out the division. After a while, you see a guy just completely dominate division after division, and he's pretty much cleared his current division out. Um, you start putting some respect. You're talking about a relatively very small guy who's fighting guys who are arguably going up to like 130. I mean, I've seen Stephen Fulton spar big 140 pounders and do really well. So it's not saying like Stephen Fulton has no power. You know what I mean? Like Stephen Fulton was a unified guy who was on his way to clearing that division himself. Might have been the best guy in that division. So, but I don't think Inouye's a hype job. I think Inouye is just a person who relatively probably won't get as much credit in the States just because the names don't really resonate. But I think he's a really good fighter. I do. I don't think he's a hype job. Um, but we saw Neary put him down due to him making an amateur mistake in the pocket. I think if he move up anyone, he will get stopped. I mean, that's anytime you move up in weight, I think you fall a victim of just size, right? It's like a reason why there isn't a lot of 4, 5, 6 division world champions. But I think Neary's a puncher, and I think Neary had a puncher's chance. He's known as a puncher, and I think a lot of fighters get dropped. Floyd has allegedly been dropped by Zab. Pacquiao's been dropped. Um, De La Hoya's been dropped. Lennox Lewis has been dropped. Um, Ray Leonard's been dropped. Uh, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran's been dropped, right? Yeah, he's been knocked out. I mean, all I'm saying is at the end of the day, it's like to just say like, oh, because a fighter gets dropped and gets knocked down. I mean, yeah, like Tito, Whitaker, Pryor. It's. I don't want to insult you by saying it's foolish, but I do think it's foolish to say that because a fighter gets knocked down and people make amateur mistakes, it's very common for fighters to make mistakes. You see it all the time. Um, it's about more, in my opinion, do you make the right adjustments? And anyway, made adjustments after the Neri fight. So um, I think anyway gets a lot of praise beyond praise that like they glaze anyway really well. I get that, but I also think anyway gets unnecessary hate, right? Like for me to say anyway's not a good, great fighter in this era, I think it's insulting to say that. Do you think he's like the best fighter of all time or top 10? I think that's blazing. I don't think anyone's top 10 best fighter of all time. So I think it's just a middle ground, right? And like Minnesota Mick Floyd never got dropped. Word. I mean, I mean, depends on what you want to say. Floyd was never dropped, like anyway, as you said. It's the way it happened. He made the poor mistake that at his level he shouldn't, as Belonga did against Canelo. It's not a common time. But just think about it. The idea of where the speed and the fact the fighter gets dropped is what I'm kind of hungry. Muhammad Ali has never been dropped. Muhammad Ali has never been dropped. We're talking about 3 time what AJ tried to do today. We couldn't even do it. Vladimir Klitschko, never been dropped. I think it's insane to kind of go into these kind of ideas of like Andre Ward ain't never been dropped, right? I mean, it's the Zab Judah. It didn't get counted, but it's highly disputed. He's been counted a 10 count because he hurt his hand. That's technically considered a 10-8. But I'm gonna read some of the other comments. But I'm gonna go real quick. I like Bam Rodriguez before him. I wasn't paying. Oh yeah, Bam. Yeah, Bam's nice. Bam does need more time. Canelo just yapping. Bivol rematch. He only fights cherry picks, not actual comp. He is in his cherry pick bag. I ain't gonna lie, but he's cash. He's a cash cow, man. You're making money. Belonga wasn't any bigger than Bivol or any champ. He won a belt off in light heavyweight division. I don't know. Unfortunately, DFW, we don't get next day um, Wayne, so unfortunately, we can't really see. A lot of people would be mad at me for saying this, but this is boxing. Canelo's a steroid user. Yeah, Canelo, I mean, has failed a drug test. Uh, Noonan Boy's in LA, he in London. What we talking about, Noonan Boy? Noonan Boy gonna be at that Tim Zoo fight. I like the monster, but I never put him above Crawford. Yeah, I thought he was in the States, but his page is in London. Maybe he's in the U.S. Yeah, he's in the. I think he's in the U.S. I don't know where he's at. I don't think we'll ever get never have another Manny Pacquiao who can move up 8 division, keep his power. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see that. I'll never see that in my lifetime. I don't think so. If Tank and Anywhere in the same weight, who do you think wins the fight? Um, skill for skill. Like if they were exactly identical, same weight. See, and this is where I think a lot of people disrespect Tank, and I'm gonna start, I guess, what they call glazing Tank. I think Tank has a really good IQ, and that's a fight I don't put too much thought because it's never gonna happen on a fair scale. So I think it's pointless to talk about it. So I'm just gonna slowly just remove it. I think Tank IQ will be heavily shown in the Inoue fight, and I think that he has a high chance of beating Inoue. But yeah, it's pointless. It's pointless to even talk about it. I think they're both good fighters though. AJ was rusty and had fought top level opposition to today, and again we saw even Ali got dropped. Joe's, yep, that's what I'm saying. DFW says tank, tank, tank. Yeah, I mean, I think Tank does the similar same stuff that Inoue does. He's like in his fourth weight class fighting big fucking guys. He doesn't get credit for making adjustments. He doesn't get credit for his power fighting because there's rehydration clause and stuff. I think Tank's a beast. I think Tank is a beast. I slightly favor him over Shakur Stevenson right now too. In a phone fight, saw Inoue use 5 different styles of the jab, just special stuff you don't see. Yeah, I think Inoue is a good fighter. I don't understand. Like I said, there's overglazing in Inoue. I agree, but I think there's hate on Inoue. I don't every fighter that's out there. I don't see everyone doing Inoue shit. So that's just fighter super chat. My boy Daniel Navarrete coming for you, Bailey. When did they stop weighing fighters fight night? I remember they used to show. They still weigh them. They just don't show them no more. So that's the thing. They just don't show them no more. I don't know, man. Bring that shit back. I think they stopped doing it around, like you said, like HBO time. What do you think of Sean versus Amanda? It's confirmed there'll be a second fight. Who do you think takes the rematch? I think Amanda. I mean, if Sean doesn't gas out, if Sean gasses out, he's getting cooked. But I think you have to favor Amanda. I think Amanda just. I favored Amanda the first time too, so I think Sean will try a little bit better. But Ryan claimed that he was very anxious and very nervous and very timid, and that played a factor. But I think Amando's confidence will come in. I don't think Sean will make the adjustments, and yeah, I think he'll get stopped again. People um, always talk about other things, but they never talk about his IQ, like versus Frankie was cutting off the ring. Yeah, I just think that Tank's opponents aren't at the rate where you have to be like, oh, they're such an IQ, like they're what you call it, this IQ mastermind, right? So I think when Tank fights guys like Shakur Devin, guys who get praised for having high IQ, right? Because Ryan doesn't get praised for high IQ. Ryan gets praised for size, speed, power. Um, but Tank showed IQ in that. You know what I mean? But I know people, roll out that rehydration clause stuff. So I think until he fights guys like Shakur and Tank, I think that's when you'll start to see like a guy who's extremely like reactive, twitchy, defensively sound, then you'll see that. But other than that, I think he's going to get criticized all the time, and I think Tank just likes to fight too. So smaller guy. So yeah. Other H? What do you mean by other H? Right. Well, I said I need to make this reaction video, so I'm actually behind on it. So I need to jump on it. I gave a little bit extra more time. I promise you guys I'll be back more. I'm just going through some adjustments. It's getting darker out here. Once again, I appreciate all you guys just staying and rocking with me, right? Like I said, I'm going to have a call in. And other than that, I just want to make sure I read all the comments, got back to all you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Tank versus Shakur. I favor Tank. It's going to be my last one I read. I favor Tank. Um, Especially now that Shakur is coming off 2 injuries now. It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard. I think I think it's a good fight. I think it produces a 55, 45, 60, 40, right? In my personal opinion, I give the edge to Tank. Because anytime you get a guy who can do a lot of intelligent IQ like S fighting,